Peace. Brought to you by Iron Phenomenal Unlimited. This is the Speak Your Mind podcast, hosted by the Queen, Shanice Gatewood Ali, and the God, I Be. Speak Your Mind, an open line podcast delves into the week's current events, trending topics, and the social issues that affect Black people in America.
Peace, peace, peace,
Peace.
peace, peace. Welcome to the Speak Your Mind podcast. It's the Valentine's Day edition for all those out there trying to spread some love. Even though, a lot of people don't celebrate Valentine's Day, today we just wanted to add on about what are the historical origins of Valentine's Day and Black love and all the good stuff. So today is the 14th of February. That's knowledge, culture, or being born to power or refinement. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts and information. Culture is one's way of life. And power is the energy generated from the mind to produce change. Refinement is when you cleanse yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. So with that, I say peace. I want to add on with the Queen. So peace, Queen. Add on.
Peace. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with every Sunday at 1 o'clock, Speak Your Mind podcast with the Allies. So we always try to drop some information and just basically talk about the current events as well. So today, I want to say I am super, super happy to bring on a special guest. Special guest. So she will be coming on about 1:15. But for right now, let's get into the story of what is Valentine's Day. Because we out here celebrating, we out here buying candies and all this other great stuff for this one particular day. And actually, we should be spreading love every day. It does not matter what day it is. February 14th is not as special as people might think it may be. So I'm passing it on back to you, my king.
Peace. Okay, so I'm reading you an article by history.com called Happy Valentine's Day: How Saint Valentine Became Associated with Love and Romance. All right. The legend of Saint Valentine. Find out about the history of the centuries old holiday, from ancient Roman rituals to the customs of Victorian England. The history of Valentine's Day and the story of its patron saint is shrouded in mystery. We do know that February has long been celebrated as a month of romance, and that St. Valentine's Day, as we know it today, contains vestiges of both Christian and ancient Roman tradition. But who was St. Valentine, and how did he become associated with this ancient rite? The Catholic Church recognizes at least three different saints named Valentine or Valentinus, all of whom are martyred. One legend contends that Valentine was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome, when Emperor Claudius II decided that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families. He outlawed marriage for young men. Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius ordered that he be put to death. Other stories suggest that Valentine may have been killed by attempting to help Christians escape harsh Roman prisons where they were often beaten and tortured. According to one legend, in the prison, Valentine actually sent the first Valentine greeting himself after he fell in love with a young girl, possibly his jailer's daughter, who visited him during his confinement. Before his death, it is alleged that he wrote her a letter signed from Your Valentine, an expression that is still in use today. Although the truth behind the Valentine legends is murky, the stories are all emphasize his appeal as a sympathetic, heroic, and most importantly, romantic figure. By the Middle Ages, perhaps thanks to this representation, Valentine will become the most popular saint in England and France. Origin of Valentine's Day, a pagan festival in February. While some believe that Valentine's Day is celebrated in the middle of February to commemorate the anniversary of Valentine's death or burial, which probably occurred around AD 270. Others claim that the Christian church may have decided to place St. Valentine's feast day in the middle of February in an effort to Christianize the pagan celebration of Lupercalia. Celebrated in the Ides of February on February 15th, Lupercalia was a fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, as well as to Roman founders Romulus and Remus. To begin the festival, members of Luperci, an order of Roman priests, would gather at a sacred cave where the infants Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome, were believed to have been cared for by a she wolf or Lupa. The priest would sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. They would strip the goat's hide into strips, dip them into the sacrificial blood, and take to the streets, gently slapping women and crop fields with the goat hide. Far from being fearful, Roman women welcomed the touch of the hides because it was believed to make them more fertile for the coming year. Later in the day, according to legend, all the young women in the city would place their names in a big urn. The city's bachelors would each choose a name and become paired for the year with this chosen woman. These matches were often ended in marriage.
Mhm.
Lupercalia survived the initial rise of Christianity, but was outlawed and it deemed unchristian at the end of the 5th century when Pope Gelasius declared February 14th St. Valentine's Day. It was not until much later, however, that the day became definitely associated with love. During the Middle Ages, it was commonly believed in France and England that February 14th was the beginning of the bird's mating season, which added to the idea that the middle of Valentine's Day should be a day of romance. Okay. So, in addition to the United States, Valentine's Day is celebrated in Canada, Mexico, the United Kingdom, France, and Australia. In Great Britain, Valentine's Day began to be popular, properly celebrated during the 17th century. By the middle of the 18th century, it was common for friends and lovers of all social classes to exchange the small tokens of affection or handwritten notes. And by 1900, printed cards began to replace written letters due to improvements in printing technology. Ready made cards were an easy way for people to express their emotions in a time when direct expression of one's feelings was discouraged.
Mhm.
So I think that's the end of the article. Is there more? There's more, but I don't really want to get more into that. Oh, today,
Okay.
according to the Greeting Card Association, an estimated 1 billion Valentine's Day cards are sent each year, making Valentine's Day the second largest card sending holiday of the year. An estimated 2.6 billion cards are sent for Christmas. Women purchase approximately 85% of all Valentines.
Wow.
So I'm going to pass it back to you.
Wow. So, it's funny because we get caught up in the whole hoopla of these holidays, and realistically, do we know what love is? Like, for example, do we know what black love is? And that's one of our topics for the day. Black love. We got to understand what we doing. Not the whole hoopla of just dropping off some candy or flowers and then we did our job, for the men or for the woman who's receiving it. So with that being said, like, what is love? What is love to you? Because everybody have their own definition on what is love. So we need to just break these things down while our guest is trying to get on. um I know she called me, but I can't answer her because
She said I'm here.
oh, she
She
is.
must be watching right now. We got to bring her in the stream though. Did you send her the link?
Okay, so the link is on the email that I sent last night. Would you be able to send her the email, please, sir?
Okay, let me see here.
So meanwhile, while you doing that, in the Bible it says, and remind you, my cousin used to always tell me that you're selfish. You don't know what love is. And I'm like, what? So I'm only giving what I was taught. I was only given um what was told to me, and it wasn't right. No. Okay, so in the Bible they said love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast, right? They also said, they say a whole lot of stuff right here. Hold on. It's not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. Is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoice with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endure all things.
Mm,
Love never ends. What? Why are you laughing?
that sounds familiar.
um, and what else it says? Am I? Did I say all of them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So with
Hold on, that's
that,
not fair. You saying that quote from the Bible. Well, where was that quote utilized at? Because I think some very important people utilize that quote.
so the quote that I'm talking about today is, it was something, it was written in our vows when we got married April 28th, almost 2 years now,
Uh-oh.
almost 2 years. 2 years is coming up April 28th. So with that, yes, we put that in our vows that we will love each other until death do us part, pretty much. But we broke it all the way down. My sister-in-law, may she continue to rest in heaven, she read off she read it off for us. So it was very good. So meanwhile, I say all that to say this. My cousin helped me understand what is love. Love is patient. And love is not just a one-way sided thing. It's two-way, you know? And I remember I was taught it's 50-50. And it's not. It's actually 100-100. You give your all and I give my all as well. So what is black love? I can only speak on one race because I only dealt with one race of men. Or at the time, I am no longer available.
I sent the link. I sent the link through Facebook Messenger. Maybe you
Okay,
have a direct connect to her, but I don't have a direct phone number to send it. I sent it through Facebook Messenger.
okay. Well, I'm not. Since I'm on,
Oh,
so you finish it up, and I let me send it over. Is that
okay.
okay? Okay.
Yeah. Peace. So, yeah, I remember growing up. Right. I remember growing up. We used to have what they call Valentines, and they would be like superhero cards or little cartoon figures, and we would all buy the little Valentines and give them to everybody in class. And sometimes we would give candy and all of this stuff, but we didn't really understand the history of Valentine's Day. It just was a little cute little holiday where we would be able to give Valentines, and we gave Valentines to everybody in the classroom. It wasn't like it was just one specific girl or one specific person. We gave everybody a Valentine. We bought enough Valentines for everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
it just seemed really innocent back in those days. But when you look back at the history now, it's like, okay, yeah, they had a festival called Lupercalia where they used to take the hides of animals and dip them in blood and actually beat women with the hides of these animals, and then they used to put their names in an urn and pick the names, and that's how people were getting linked up. And then you also look at the history of who this Saint Valentine figure was. Although it's no clear history, some people say it's one person, some people say it's another person. But my thing is, we get caught up a lot in these different holidays, and um, are the original reasons that the holidays were brought about, is that really clear, and is that really having an effect on what's going on today with the holiday? Today the holiday seems more like a money machine, because everybody who's out here selling candy, they selling the stuffed animals, they selling the flowers, they getting
Right.
these days. Is that what it's really about right now, or is it really about love? And what is love?
Right. Well, I broke it down. Love is a series of things, and a lot of people don't understand it. They don't understand to be patient. They don't understand to, and then I'm talking about from home. Home need to teach you those values of love. So if you don't have it, then what you're giving off to the other person is your kind of love. That's why I said, what is love to you?
Right.
So
We have
being kind, huh?
our guest is here.
All right,
She's
yes.
in the building, so I'm gonna let her on.
Okay.
All right, and
So
you're gonna introduce her, correct?
yes, I will.
Okay, so here she is. Peace.
Hi, peace and
Peace and
blessings.
blessings. I'm a little challenged with some of this technology, right?
It's okay. It's all right.
So
So
thank you all for being patient.
yes, no problem. We were just going on. But before you get on, I just want to speak about who this fabulous, wonderful queen that I have inspired me for like so many years. Um, she's a black woman. She live in Harlem, and I really look up to her a whole lot. So when she call and say, I want to talk to you, I'm like, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. So Miss Iesha Sekou, Queen of Harlem, is on our podcast this evening. Well, yeah, this afternoon. And
Mm-hmm.
she is the CEO of Street Corner Resources. So basically, Street Corner Resource is an organization that she founded back in 2005. Miss Iesha Sekou, her main objective as an activist is to create peace. So her shirts that everybody wear is called "I Am Peace," right? Am I right?
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay,
right.
right. So now she has a nonprofit, and her main goal is to stop gun violence, prevent gun violence. And she has a team that go into the hospital and do amazing work.
Thank
So I want to say thank you. Look, I could continue to read on about Sister
you. It's
Saku
okay.
and her team, but today we're going to talk about Black love. Now, I want to say respectfully, you have seen back in the day how love was expressed and how love is today. Talk to us about Black love to you, Queen Aisha Saku.
Well, peace and blessings. And the first thing I want to say, Shanice, is that I'm very proud of the work that you are doing with We Are Phenomenal Women.
Thank you so much.
And I'm also proud of the way that you and your husband work together.
Thank
And I
you.
have to give honor to that
Thank you so
because
much.
in a time when Black men and Black women, and I don't want to paint everybody with a broad brush,
Hmm.
but you often see uh, couples start out and then they start competing with each other and then they break up and then whatever they were building has been broke down.
Right.
And people say, well, what happened? What
Hmm.
happened was they didn't know how to just love, right?
Right.
And let things just sometimes just be.
Right.
So when we talk about what is Black love, I'm not even sure if there is, because if there is a color
Hmm.
or an ethnicity with love, right? Because
Hmm.
love can cross all lines.
Hmm.
But when we talk about who we are as Black people and
Hmm.
how we love as Black people, I think we talk about a difficult space. And I have to be
Right.
perfectly honest.
Hmm.
A lot of us did not grow up in two-parent households.
Hmm.
And those of us that did experience either two very hardworking parents without a lot of time, unless you grew up back in the day when
Hmm.
there were 12 children in a family and the man went out to work and the mother either stayed home and took care of the house and maybe did what they call some day work, taking in ironing and that kind of thing. And people had more time for each other. So
Right.
I think the love that we're seeing now is so different than before. We had a lot less. We did more with a lot less as the Black family.
Hmm.
And we had less distractions. The man came home to his wife. The wife was home with her man. They took care of their children. They had a routine of going to church or being involved in the church or the mosque or what have you. They had family rituals. And so I say that because love is not just a word about hugging and kissing and love making. Love making happens before the love making happens, right?
Right.
So that it's all created in the spirit of how you interact with each other. And so if you are building together, if you are sharing, religious beliefs together, you believe in similar things, you have similar things in common, and and you have a certain way of being with each other.
Absolutely.
And all of that creates love and all of the fun that you could have and being able to even struggle through difficult times. People look at difficult times often as a bad thing.
Right.
Difficult times will introduce you to each other in another kind of way.
It's true.
In
Woo.
another kind of way. It will tell you who you are and who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? In a relationship, if it's man and woman, if it's friend to friend, difficult times tell you who your friend is. Right?
Absolutely.
So I just believe that we've lost a lot with technology. We've lost a lot with families not spending as much time together and not having religious institutions that they go to together. Getting on Sunday or going to the mosque or going to the law school, wherever it is that people worship and be in communion together. We don't have those rituals anymore. It's everybody for himself, everybody being independent. And of course, like I said, competition. Well, you do this and you think you that and all of that. That's the biggest breakdown of the
It's true.
relationship and the loss
Wow.
of love.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's true. I want to say my husband taught me how to be affectionate. I wasn't really affectionate. And he will grab me up and hug me. I know at Sister Shanice's star, she will hug the men and hug everybody and going into these type of places and having my husband that will grab me up and just hug me, that big old bear hug. I start doing that with my ladies. I start hugging them, as long as everybody is comfortable with it. We hug, we hug. And now it's like I don't even do handshakes. I just hug, I just give them a hug. But now
I'm a
because of
huggy person
COVID,
too.
right? I just and because of COVID, and now we like, oh, what's up? How you doing? One of those things. But sometimes we just sometimes we just need that hug and let you know I am with you, sister. I am with you, my brother. It's not about I hug you because I want to lay with you. No. I mean, some of us
Hugs
don't
are
even
a
get hugs.
transference.
Right.
Hugs transfer energy. They
Energy.
transfer
That's right.
from
That's right.
my heart to your heart. You
That's right.
understand? And so it's not always about, being physical. It's
Hmm.
saying, I care for you, I love you, I miss you, I'm happy to see you.
That's
Right.
right.
And I don't know, I think in this country we make everything about sex often,
Hmm. Hmm.
wrap it around that. And it's not that. You go to other countries and the way people greet each other is so wonderful. It's with a hug.
Hmm.
Ask each other, how's your family? And how's your uncle? And how's your business? And how's this? And how's that? I think on down to the family pet. If you ever been to Africa, and I've been there twice, the greeting when people see each other is so long because they're
Right.
asking all of those questions
Oh
and
wow.
waiting for the response.
Hmm.
And they look to where they can support each other and that kind of. So all of those things, because people might say, well, what does that have to do with black love? All of those things are love.
That's right.
Able to see the other person.
Right.
When we
Right.
stop seeing each other, we stop loving each other. We
Mm.
see each other, we stop loving each other. We stop
Right.
feeling each other, we stop loving each other. You understand?
Wow.
Yeah.
Peace, Queen. I have a
Mhm.
question for you. I see the work you're doing out here. I see you out here. You're doing a lot of work in the community, and you're working to cure the violence. So last night we watched a movie called Judas and the Black Messiah, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
about
Heisman for that. Yes.
yeah, it's about Fred Hampton and his work with the Black Panthers. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a specific scene in the movie where his mother his girlfriend who was about to have his baby,
Mm-hmm.
right? She's talking about how he's selflessly giving himself to the community, and she's wondering if he's gonna maybe tone it down or something like that. That's what I'm getting from it. If he's gonna tone it down or something like that, because it's dangerous out here, and you got the baby coming and so forth. And he basically said, and I'm paraphrasing, he basically said, I love my community. I'm giving my life to my people, right? So if it happens that I die in this struggle, then that's what it is. That's what I'm giving to my people. But
Mm-hmm.
she's like, she's conflicted because she's like, I got this baby here, and who's gonna be here for the baby? So what would be your views on something like that? Because I know we have these dilemmas.
Well, I'll tell you. The work in the street is not easy work. And my dilemma with that, I'll tell you one thing about this. I'm a woman. And as a woman, men are always referencing, or as a person who does this work, men are always referencing that I'm a woman. I shouldn't be doing this kind of work. I shouldn't be, and I mainly work with young men.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say, oh, it shouldn't be you working with them, and you shouldn't be saying certain things to them. Let me tell you something. Any brother that wants to do this work, all they got to do is step up and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't make people wrong, particularly women, because women have, for centuries, been the backbone in our community. When men went off to prison or went off to work on those long jobs on the railroad and all of that, women stood up in the community. Women had to, what they used to say, fetch the food, go get the food, about how to keep things going. So I think one for me, I find it very insulting and it's hurtful too when men always reference that I'm a woman and I shouldn't be doing this work. That's the first.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And but the thing is I see their sons. I see their sons in the street. I see their sons that come into my office, and I take care of them the same way I would take care of a son if I had my own son. I have a daughter.
Right.
The other piece of that is that this work is not for everybody, and um, it's not gender oriented work. People may think that it has nothing to do with whether you're a man or a woman. You understand? It has everything to do with whether or not you are committed to the work and what it takes to do the work,
Absolutely.
right? To stay the course. So, for example, um, I can just think of so many young men in particular, and we do have some young women, but we mainly get young men, right, that come through the door. They never had, like you were talking about, Shanice, somebody that hugged them and that
Mm-hmm.
other to them, somebody that fussed over them a little bit, or and checked in with them and asked them about school and why you don't have a jacket on. It's cold outside. That some of these young people don't have that in their home, even
Mm-hmm.
is physically or the father is physically present. The 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 generation that we're dealing with and the generation before them, when I talk about young people, the crack era interfered with their life. And so those babies, remember, were in the hospital, not hugged, not loved, not rocked, or anything. People used to go into the hospital. I don't know if you all may be too young to remember this. People used to go in, including myself, into Harlem Hospital just to rock babies. So imagine
Wow.
have a child that's never been hugged or loved, and then that child grows up and has a child. So that's about where we are, right? If not two generations removed. That was like the late 70s.
We lost our
There you
audio.
go. Mm-hmm. She back on. No, you're not on.
Sorry, uh,
Okay.
but you know, I guess what I'm saying is that when we think about the work in the street, the work in the street is really not street work; it's love work.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Ali asked this because people don't understand. We're out here hugging young people for real.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And when they come in to the office, they don't leave without hugging, or they gotta, through COVID, the guy don't, and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they'll hug me or pat me on the back. They want to touch you. They want
Mm-hmm.
to touch. Our babies have been disconnected. When you are a child and you don't have touch, and nobody's pulling you close to them, nobody's like saying, "I want you to um, dress warm. I was worried about you. How did school go today?" You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
all of that. And sometimes I just say, "Get in here. Let me talk," because
Mm-hmm.
there's stuff and grandmother stuff. And so the work to interrupt violence is greater than just a squash and beefs.
Mm-hmm.
Squash the beef when you start giving the one who needs the most love, and validate them and give them
Right.
else to be proud about other than the negative stuff that they do. Oftentimes these kids are crying for attention. So
It's
they
true.
That's
just
a fact.
so now I got your attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the front cover of the newspaper. And now
Mm-hmm.
everybody's paying me some attention. And I got a rep. Why? Because they didn't get validated. They didn't get a rep in their house for being the one who got the best report card. I heard a
Mm-hmm.
young man say the other day on TV. He said, "Nobody paid me attention and they didn't treat me any kind of way when I was getting good grades and everything.
Wow.
Now I'm, a stick up kid and I'm doing this and that. And now everybody's paying me attention."
Mm.
Will rise to the thing they need positively or negatively.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's deep. Because you know what? It's funny. Since today is Valentine's Day and people out there doing what they doing,
Hmm.
and hey, we not faulting nobody for doing what they doing because this is something that's been passed on generation,
Right.
right?
And if
So,
we love today, if it's not so much about Valentine's Day,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
that how people begin to give some love and show love, then
mm-hmm.
be it. But we have to know that love is 365
That's
days.
right.
Bring that
That's
one hours just because.
that's right. Oh,
Come and run that. Yeah. You know,
I'm I'm laughing because Mr. Ali, that's what he does. He just pop up with some flowers from out of nowhere. Last night, he shocked the crap out of me last night. But I was just telling my daughter because she's like, um, "Oh, if so and so don't say happy Valentine's Day," and I said, "Listen, at the end of the day, do you love yourself?" But I got to the point that the holidays don't matter no more because I love myself more than just this one day holiday. I love myself more that I say, well, Shanice, if you want to buy whatever you want to buy, just go out there and get it.
that's
Because can't nobody get me anything that, and this is what I'm telling her, at the end of the day, can't nobody love you more than yourself. So
exactly.
if you want a certain present or whatever it is that you want and nobody didn't give it, guess what?
Get it for
You
yourself.
get it for yourself.
I
It's
know
I'm
that.
plain
a
and
firm
simple.
believer in that, sister.
It is plain and simple. I am over it. Now in my household, I can't even say what I might think I might want because I'm the following week I'm gonna get it. And I'm like, wait, what's that? What's in the bag?
Well, I would say this right. My sis just finished Gatewood put in the chat. She said it starts from the home. Well,
That's right.
and that's what it is because my father, when I was coming up, he always used to be like, "Yeah, come with me, take a ride with me real quick." And we would go to the store, and he would get a card, he would get some candy, he would get some flowers, and he raised me to do that. So like now, if I don't see that stuff going on, it feels weird, it feels out of place, it feels like, oh,
Right.
I got to make sure I got to get my queen something just to put a smile on her face, you
Well,
know?
you keep her smiling. I will say that. And I'm always, and I don't know if Shanice tells you, but I'm always telling her that I'm happy when I see both of you together.
Hmm.
It makes me happy to see you all together, and the way that you treat each other, and to see her full of joy is a nice thing. That's black love. That's black
That's
love.
black love for
Like,
real. And once again, we want to say black love is on both sides. It's not just he just do for me or it's both sides. When he say he wants something, he don't think I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna order that. you know, like right now, I'm trying to get him to go to North Face to get his gloves that he's been talking about. So, overall, is those little things matter. But even if we was millionaires, if we have everything we want, at the end of the day, we still got to know what is love,
That's
because
right.
that money is going to run out sooner or later. But what about our heart, our
That's right.
engagement, our communication, our all of that?
That love you
That
put in the food. That love that you put in that food. You can tell when
That's
it's
right.
love in that food. For real. It's different food.
And you know what? And that's real because remember back in the day, and maybe y'all don't remember back in the day, but I'm
Go
back in
ahead.
the day.
It's all
Women
right.
used to spend uh their their uh their time in the kitchen preparing food. And even if the man was in the kitchen, he'd sit at the table and maybe cut up the potatoes and the onions and everything that was gonna help to make the meal. That was his job, and they would talk and laugh and share stories, and memories, and whatever the news was in the community, they would sit and talk about those things. I think we lost a little bit of that,
Hmm.
and we got to bring it back where we sit together, eat together, talk to each other, and really just kind of know each other. People don't know each other anymore.
That
You
is
know,
so true.
they don't know each other, and then when they find out somebody did something crazy, the person's living right in your house, sleeping in your bed. you know, so I just think that with Black love, and I don't know what anybody else's love is in
Right.
their ethnicities, but I know in our community, communication
Hmm.
is key to love.
Hmm.
And when I think about people in the neighborhood that had I not gotten to know them, I would not know to love them, because
Hmm.
we walk by some people every day, and if we only stopped and spoke to them and asked them how they doing, and every day have a little bit of a conversation, or every now and then you get to know them, and then they start telling you their story.
Hmm.
Next thing you know, they done connected their heart to your heart, right?
It's
and,
true.
and you learn something new, you learn something about them, you feel a vibration from them,
Hmm.
and then next thing you know, you love them. If they disappear or die or something, you're like, oh my God.
Right.
So that's why we have to take time, to know each other,
That's
because
so true.
that creates love.
That's true.
Mhm.
'Cause my husband will walk down the street and say peace to everybody. Peace,
Yep.
peace, peace, peace. I'm like, do you know them? He's like, no, I'm just saying peace. I'm like,
But I
okay.
love when he does that because he catches me off guard. If I see him without you, I don't know it's him, right?
But
So when he says peace, I say peace, and then I realize I'm like, that's your niece's husband, brother Ali. So it's always a blessing to hear that,
Mhm.
when people speak without knowing the person or without having been spoken to be the
Right,
first one to give a greeting.
right.
They say that that's a higher blessing if you
That's
greet someone
wow.
1st. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
Wow.
ask y'all both a question.
Yes.
Like I know Tyler Perry, he comic a lot. He made comedy out of the Mud Deer figure, right?
Mhm.
The Mud Deer
Mm-hmm.
figure. He made it a big joke. This gun toting big black woman that's always saying something crazy. But coming up, right, there was always that matriarchal figure that
Mm-hmm.
basically kept the family together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it seems like that Madea figure is just she's disappeared. Like, where is she now? Like, she's the one who is the epitome of love. Like, I learned love, the epitome of love from my mother, because she's the oldest of her siblings, and she got
Mm-hmm.
from her mother. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
nowadays, it's just like, we got these younger sisters out here. I'm not taking anything away from them. I know we all, we change over time, but where is that mother, that matriarch?
Right.
Right. Well, we still have some,
Mhm.
right, in our community. I look at some women that I know, and you can see, on for certain occasions, they're the ones who have all of the kids in the building come to their house,
Mhm.
and or the young people when they're having a problem or something comes up or they have to make a decision and they don't know who to talk to, they go see that big mama person who might be the skinny little lady in the building, right? But she's the one that come
Right.
out with her little robe and slippers to go to the mailbox, and then one of the kids will say, "Mom, I need to talk to you," and she'll stop and listen. And she said,
Right.
"Come on upstairs. I'm gonna give you some lunch while we had this conversation." Those are the big mamas. They may not look like the stereotypical big mama,
Right.
because
The
the
older.
big mama is the sister in the neighborhood who might be, a little ratchet. She might be a little ratchet, but she's gonna look out for the community.
That's right.
Right.
She's gonna make sure if turkeys are being given out, that everybody get a turkey. My building, I
Mhm.
need some for my building.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we still have that. We have it with a different look, a
Mhm.
different swag, and we just have to be okay with accepting who we have in our community. And if we can help people to be even better, that we
Mhm.
help them to be the better big mama. You understand?
Right.
Because
That's so
those are the
true.
ones our kids go to. I call them when I speak, I call them the indigenous leaders. Indigenous leaders are leaders that occur naturally in a community. They're not
Mhm.
elected officials. Nobody nominates them. They
Right.
actually take on the challenge of taking care of their community.
That's right.
And those are what you call indigenous leaders, and we have a lot of them.
Wow.
Some sit in the laundromat, Miss Santiago, and
Mm.
then you can go down the hall, Miss Mabel, and Big Betty upstairs. You know that those are our indigenous leaders. Those are the people who speak up, who tell the cops off, and all of that.
That's
So
true.
we just have to identify them in a new way. So they may not appear like the Medea type, but those are the women who are still taking care of our community, the ones that throw the cookouts, right? At the
Right.
drop of a dime, they bring that grill out on a Saturday night or a Sunday. Those are the big mamas. They pull out whatever they got in that freezer and make it
And make it
work.
do it. Right.
Make
Make it
it
do
do
what it
what
do.
it
What it
do.
do.
That's right. Get some Kool-Aid
That's right.
and
That's
make
right.
everybody happy. So those are our
That's
big
true.
mamas. We still have love in our community. We're not devoid of love, but we need more. We
Yes.
need more.
Yes.
We don't have as many as we used to have. We used to have every woman, like in a building, you used to have 4 or 5 women telling you what to do, telling your mother everything. Now nobody says anything hardly. It's only
Mm.
maybe one that'll,
Mhm.
hold up the neighborhood. So
Mhm.
we have to like support the ones that do and not make them wrong,
Mhm.
for being who they are. And we have to be willing to stand up in our own communities as well.
That's true. You're
Hmm.
right about that.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, in my family, it was my grandmother. I used to love it. Oh my God. She used to live on 139th and Edgecombe.
Hmm.
And she will cook the Christmas dinner, the Thanksgiving dinner, all the dinners will be at grandma's house, and I'm in there sticking my hand in the sweet potato yam bowl, or stick my hand in the cake bowl, and she's
Hmm.
like, so then one of my cousins would tell Shanice, I'm like, shut up, So I miss all of that. I miss
That's
the
right.
positive. And let me tell you, so just recently I had made some food for my mother-in-law. She's still talking about the food.
That's that love.
Listen, the meatloaf, the turkey meatloaf was so good. My husband was like, you didn't make that like that for me. I was like, I'm making it for my mother-in-law so she could eat. And I
And
made some
keep her happy.
cabbage. Yeah. And she was just like, so then I told her, I said, next time I come up, I'll make some fried chicken for you. She said, what? So when y'all coming up? I said, not right now, mama, not right now. So, I used to be one that would have my friends over and I just cook. And like right before Thanksgiving, because I know everybody want to be with their family. So right before Thanksgiving, I have everybody come over and let's eat. See, a lot of my family move up to Pennsylvania. So I cry and it hurts my heart because I want to be with them, but they all the way up there. Since it's COVID, we kind of like don't see each other that much. So I
Hmm.
shed tears behind that because I miss that love, the laughter, the positivity, the jokes, the laugh. I miss all of that. And
Yeah.
it's hopefully everything get back in place. But for right
Right.
now, we just have to do what we do. But black love means so much to me because we're so lost. Somebody mentioned to me on one of my page, the same page that you put some information on about black love. She was like, black love is, it doesn't matter if it's Chinese or da da da. I said, well, I can't talk about nobody else's race because I only dealt with black men.
Mm,
So at the end of the day, I don't know how a Spanish man or a white man or any other race of man will treat me, with love. I don't know. I can only speak about mine.
mhm.
And it just, it matters to me. The is Black History Month, so we talk about black love. Black History Month, we talk about black love.
And we have to, one, I'm really appreciative for your podcast because I haven't been able to get on before now. I will be tuning in, but I'm appreciative that you and your husband are both talking about issues that impact the community. For me, this topic about black love and just talking about all of the different pieces of it and what it is, right?
Hmm.
It's important because it brings our minds and spirit back to where either we need to go or we need
Mm.
to leave, right?
Right.
In terms of our community and building love, whether it's with a partner or whether it's with just our community at large, the big mamas and the
Hmm.
Uncle Eddies and all of that, that
Hmm.
we need love in our community. Shirnice,
Hmm.
I'm going to have to jump off because I
Okay.
my family Zoom.
Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes.
we talk about black love.
Okay.
We need a reality show.
Yeah. Right.
But
I want to
there's
say,
not a that doesn't go by with my family since the beginning of the pandemic. We've been on Zoom.
Hmm.
And I have to send you my daughter's blog, Mommy Mix Up. She wrote
Okay.
about our Zoom, who's Zoom and
Hmm.
who's the title of it.
Oh,
You
nice.
can find her
Okay.
on Facebook, Mommy Mix Up. But the Zoom itself is love.
That's
Like
right.
effing and agreeing and disagreeing. And, we started doing our ancestry.
Yes,
So
we did
that
ours.
that gives us a chance to talk about things that that I didn't know about
Hmm.
my great 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 grandmother and the
Hmm.
South and some of the ways
Right.
that people were and how people weren't always married to the man they call their
mm,
husband, that
mm,
right,
yeah,
and he may have had
Right.
two families, but the thing
Hmm.
is he took care of both families.
Ain't
He
that
would be on
some?
one side of town, make
Hmm.
sure that that was taken care of, and then on the other side of town they say, uh, Uncle Bubba got a whole nother family on the other side,
Oh,
and he would be taking care of that
both
family.
of them. Right. Hmm.
So we get a chance to talk about those kind of things on our
That's
Zoom, as
good.
well
That's
as
good.
politics and love. And so I'm grateful. I got to go make some love with them.
well,
Okay. Well,
I
thank
just
you.
want to say thank you so much for coming on
Yes.
Speak Your Mind podcast. And we also want to give you your flowers while you can still smell them, as Normie would
Yes.
say. Salute to you, my sister, for being out here and showing that love and being that matriarchal figure for so many youth out here and so many people in the community who don't know how to solve their conflicts and have good resolution skills. You out here doing the work, and we definitely salute you and we definitely love you.
Thank you so much, and I love you both. And
Love you
keep up.
too.
I love how y'all are building together. And thank
Thank
you.
you.
We are phenomenal women. Uh,
Thank you.
deal with issues of domestic violence. I
That's
love
right.
peace and blessings. I look forward to
Peace.
collaboration. Peace.
Okay.
Peace.
Yes.
Peace.
That was beautiful.
That was definitely.
Wow. Sometimes we need to hear those things because, from someone who's older than us, because we don't know it all. We don't know it all at all. So just like even getting on the phone with my sister-in-law, and she, I love talking to her because she gonna make you laugh and then she gonna have you thinking. It's always a peace conversation. My sisters, always great. I love it, love it, love it. The whole family. I miss my cousin, but it's all good.
So just
So
we're
let's
gonna
get
get
some
somebody.
people
Go ahead.
calling.
Yeah, call.
Calling.
I'm calling somebody back right now.
Okay.
Yo,
Peace,
Yeah,
peace. This
peace.
live on the Speak Your Mind podcast.
we live,
We
baby.
live.
What's
Peace,
happening?
sister.
Sunday, happy Black Lives Sunday.
Thank you. Woo.
Beautiful. I know you called in earlier,
Yeah,
but I couldn't get you in the beginning. I got to get you towards the end because we had our guests.
I know. I went in. I was like, "Oh man, am I late? Am I early? Am I black late?" But I was early.
Yeah, really
Black
early.
people time.
Yeah, I was in Black people time this time. I was Sunday. I was on my Sunday best.
So
I know that's right.
I see
What's
you
up?
saying some great stuff. You were saying some
Yes.
great stuff in the chat. So I just want to know what you wanted to add on about Black love. I know you got some good stuff to say.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I had to learn it. It's sad I had to learn it so late, but yet so early in my 20-ish stuff. But I thought I knew it, being with somebody for so long. But I learned it starting with loving myself first.
Mm.
It came from no matter if you have kids, you have to love yourself before you can give that love.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
What I do,
Wow.
You
like,
can
I
have
see you.
kids, but doesn't mean that you can give them the greater love that they really need.
That's
Right.
right.
What I do
That's
like is
right.
I see you with your two sons and the love that you show them, and y'all are so family orientated. Like y'all do so many things, like y'all play games together, and all of this stuff. You know, a lot of that stuff is missing in the community nowadays. A lot of people don't do that stuff, and even for me, like I remember growing up at one point, you know, we used to all eat at the table, so forth and so on. But then eventually it became where we started to eat in the room in front of the TV.
Hmm.
So like just to
Right.
see y'all to interact is so much. Sometimes y'all overwhelm me. I'm like, y'all playing too many games. I gotta go sit down over here somewhere and get my mind together. But I definitely salute that, man. Y'all definitely doing some stuff. So it was a quote that somebody had put on Facebook, and I posted it because I think it speaks to this dynamic. It says we grew up in the era where everybody flocked to grandma, aunts, uncle, and
Mm.
all of their houses. Nowadays, these kids don't even know their cousins.
Ooh.
So what you think about that, sis?
I feel like that it starts with us. We got to start getting those children out to know their extended family or even immediate family because sometimes these kids don't know their immediate family because it might be a situation in the household. So
Mhm.
by them not knowing that, once they spear out to be an adult, a young adult, they only keep to themselves. And
Mhm.
that's because they learn it within the household. They
Wow.
didn't get a chance to extend themselves to their extended family.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
Ooh, you're right. That's good. That you know what? I'm gonna say first of all, that's my sister.
My sister too now. Yeah.
Don't but it's a lot around. So
Right, exactly. No, but this is why no, the reason why I said that is because no, that is my sister. So I'm just joking. Now, the reason why I say that is because I would take my siblings to places and let them see, as I'm doing with my grandson, take him or our grandson, excuse me, our grandson to, my the siblings' house and get to meet everybody because at the end of the day, yes, you're right. When they get older, the respect is no longer there because it's like they don't know this person. So why should I respect this person?
right.
But if you know each other and know this is your immediately family, this
Mhm.
is your cousin, this is your auntie, you have to respect, then that child will be like, because they've been around them. Yeah, I remember I was around them. There's pictures with us. All this. My aunt, from my father's side, they used to do a lot of cookouts. And that's how I met a lot of my cousins, and we used to always do cookouts. I even take my sisters to the cookouts. So you need that one person who's going to do that,
Mhm.
or maybe everybody come together as a family and put that stuff back in. Like we need that. We need to know what's your personality. Can I crack a joke and you not get mad? All of those things really matter because at the end of the day, we all human. But since we grow apart from one another, it's like I can't even say that around her because she's gonna get mad. It's too much going on, and we need to bring that back into our family structure again. Right.
especially installing it in the young children too.
Right.
Let's talk about the whole sense of respect. Yesterday, I took my
Oh, she broke up.
I could, sister, I can't hear you. Oh.
stuff.
Yeah, you
Can you
broke
hear
up.
me
We
now?
didn't hear that last part you said.
I said I took the children yesterday to Sam's Club yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Whole respect factor. So now the boys are older, 7 and 5. I said, look, no more women's bathroom anymore. You guys can take each other to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. So now I'm standing outside the bathroom. I see a lot of men going in the bathroom. So I hear the boys, they're talking. They're talking to these people. And they come out and he was like, Mom, the kids are such respect. They just say, hi, excuse me. See, it starts with that too, because you can't
Mm-hmm.
walk down the street or go to these different places and not show that type of respect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now,
Absolutely.
I agree.
you have,
Wow.
you have to, you
So
have to.
Langston Huey Newton brings a good point. He says technology has brought an evolution of independent functionality. Video games, social media has made it so we don't have to leave the comfort of our homes to interact with one another. Hence the
Mm,
rise of social anxiety. So
mm.
it's true though. Like nowadays, some people don't even know how to introduce themselves to a woman. Like back in the days, you'd be like, hello, how you doing, or something like that. And a lot of brothers say some crazy stuff sometimes to women. But nowadays, it seems like people don't even know how to introduce themselves unless they're on social media or
Ain't
on a
that
dating
something?
app or something like that. What do y'all think about that?
That's sad.
And now
Well,
it's even worse with the whole COVID situation too now, because everything is Zoom, everything is phone calls. So these kids that's grown up now, if it doesn't get stopped, they're gonna have social anxiety. They're not gonna know
mm,
how to go out and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Or as we are talking today, given that embrace of hugs, they're gonna be too scared.
mm-hmm. That's a
Right.
good point. That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. Wow. This is I'm happy we having this type of conversation because we need to. We need to. We need to talk about them cornbreads and collard greens. We need to have these type of conversations.
Really.
We need to. We need to talk about our children for the day. My grandson, he's like, I always say my grandson, I'm sorry. Our grandson, he would say, "Excuse me" to the cat, and I'm like, "Excuse me." And I'm like, "What you saying excuse me for?" I'm talking to Princess. I'm like, I'm like, he has manners, even though his mama, but he has some manners, and I'm so glad and happy because those type of children, I would love to bring them around other people.
Hmm.
But we still got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to
Hmm.
do.
So sis, I know that you started this new company, so you definitely put
Yes.
the plug in about your new company and what you're doing with the wasted beat with the wasted biv. That's the name of it,
Oh,
correct?
it's wasted by V. Yeah,
Wasted by
Wasted by
beat.
V. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
right. Wasted by V. I appreciate the shout out too. I started it because, like I said, like I was in something so long and I didn't think it was a big issue. I felt like I loved myself, but apparently I didn't. So
Mm,
separate myself from that situation, and you go through little phases of the breakup. Now I'm at the phase of the breakup where I'm like self love. So I
mm-hmm.
started this because I can't get tattoos, I can't get piercings. So I felt like, okay, let me go on Amazon and see if I can start getting some beads, some wasted beads, because at the end of the day, if you can't stand in that mirror and look at yourself, then how do you expect somebody else to like what you see?
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I started off real small. I started making myself my own, and I'm like, now I'm in the mirror. I was like, wow, like I really like what I see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, maybe I could embrace that and share that with other people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
plus size friendly. I mean, I made 55s. It takes 55 inches in waist. It takes me a little bit, but at least you know it's made with love. It's not a rush job. I make everything personalized for that specific individual.
Mm-hmm.
Send me your information. I make it your color, your size, charms, anything you want. I got you. I'm waiting for a couple more things to broaden out to other areas like New York and everything like that. I got someone interested from Vegas. So
Ooh, yes.
other
Congratulations.
places to get these envelopes, these shipping places, because I want to do it solely through my house, because I know during the whole COVID situation, you don't want too much cross contamination. So
Right.
I have all the labels, all the printing, shipping stuff, the everything I need in the house, so I could just solely ship it off.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow. So that's black love, black owned, that's black everything. Wow, I'm about to order mine. I asked for purple and gold. So please, sister, put your information down so that way if anybody would like to just tune in, because she comes on every 2 weeks on a Saturday at 7 o'clock on her site and on her Facebook page, and she'll talk about the reason why she started it, how would it look like. She'll open it up, explain to you step by step as well. So definitely appreciate that.
Briefly say your where they can reach you at.
Oh, I have a business page on Facebook. I'll pin it down at the bottom. It's Wasted by V. It solely might seem incorrect, but I did that on purpose. So you are wasted by me. It's Wasted by V. So I'll pin
Mm-hmm.
it down at the bottom. And like Shanice says, I do go live every 2 weeks. So if you do, even if you want to inbox me with motivational things, don't think I'm ignoring you. I am a full-time worker, full-time mom. So I will get back to you. I'm working on getting a second phone for just that. So I'll know when I get messages and everything like that, orders. So I'm working on a second phone. But don't think I'm ignoring you. It probably
Mm-hmm.
a couple of hours because my job is very demanding. So
Okay.
I definitely appreciate you guys. I really do.
Oh, we love you. We don't just appreciate you. We love you.
That's a fact. We love her. So
That's
make
right.
sure y'all, if y'all want y'all waist beads, reach out to Wasted by V
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook. She got the waist beads, all colors. All you got to do is reach out to her, tell her what size, and send the money, and you'll get your beads.
There you go.
Peace, y'all. Okay, so sis, we're gonna speak to you later. I have one more call I have to get in before we hang up. All right? Hello.
Oh, she hung up.
Okay. Let me get this person on the phone.
So I hope everybody enjoying our conversation for the day about black love. I know also some people have mentioned that is so loud in my ear. Black love is about being, communicating and what else we said yesterday? They said communication. That's number one. That's number one. One thing I realized too, shutting down, because that's something that I was taught to shut down, and I was doing that at the beginning of our marriage, and that wasn't good. So if something is bothering you, communicate with your mate, even though you might not want to speak at that time. Just give me some time. Let me come back to you. Because right now, sometimes we say things that's not nice when you're angry. So communicating is always great. Um, Always learn who is your partner. Okay. Let me go back. First, learn who you are. And
Right.
then second, learn your partner. So if you're in the mix and you all over the place, then you're not gonna have time to learn who is your partner. Is somebody calling in? I think
Yes,
somebody
ma'am.
calling. Yes.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Peace. This is the Speak Your Mind podcast with the Allis. Who are we speaking to?
Peace, brother.
Peace.
Brother Mark.
Uncle Mark, what's good? Uncle Mark in the building.
I just wanted to say peace to Sister Iesha Sekou
Yes.
and to let you both know that my little sister Kalila from North Carolina
Hmm.
is watching
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's what's up.
and she is working with some of the sisters and brothers in North Carolina, and she is doing phenomenal work.
Okay.
And so she is on the line. And Sister Sekou remind us that our young people don't care how much we know, but how much we care.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
she give a message when Brother Akil transitioned almost 2 years that we must take care of our health.
Absolutely.
So Iesha, I love I not see you in but I still alive. And I want you to do the work you do. And Sister Ali and
Yes.
Ali will be our speaker for Black. So make sure you in for our brothers to have a wealth that they will be on our platform.
Absolutely.
To
Absolutely.
Sister Kalila, still listening because she's a native of New York, have you to utilize your knowledge
Hmm.
and wisdom with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
Well, Sister Kalila, if you are doing work in the community and you would like to come on our podcast so we can speak
Hmm.
about that, you could definitely reach out to us. You can reach
Yes.
out to us at I am Phenomenal Unlimited LLC. The number is at the bottom, or you can reach out to Shanice Gatewood Ali on Facebook or the God I Be on Facebook, and we will definitely speak about having you on in the near future.
Mm.
I would like to definitely say thank you to Uncle Mark for calling in.
Yes.
It's always great to hear from you. Yeah, and yes, I will be on. I will be
First.
on Fox Families United for Solutions for the Black History for the last Tuesday of the month. No, it's Monday or Tuesday.
Monday.
It's Monday. Yeah, the
Hmm.
last Monday of the month, I will be on there and I will be speaking about a history and survey of the Black Plan. That is what I will be speaking about. And I will basically be taking us through all the different people who have contributed to plans for Black empowerment and to make the world better for Black people, especially in America.
All right. Yes. Thank you,
All
Brother
right.
Mark.
Thanks, Brother Mark. I'll speak to you soon.
Peace.
Peace.
You know, it feels good when you hear from certain people. Like you're like, I don't know, certain people just give me joy of, I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody give me joy. However, when you hear from Brother Mark, you know, even if Brother Akil, if he was still here, to him, for him to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I see what y'all doing," it means so much. And these are our Harlem Nears, our Bronx family, our Harlem family. Like I really enjoy Sister Iesha coming on. It makes me feel so good that we are really doing something super powerful and positive, that our leaders call us in. Call in on our podcast. So it means so much because remind you, we've been on their podcasts as well. So we just want to say thank you to all of y'all that we look up to big time. Yeah, we look up to them.
I say it's a lot of love in Harlem. Like among the people that's out there really putting in work, it's a lot of love, and it's like this has become my family. So I definitely feel like I have an extended family out here in Harlem, along with my original family, and
Hmm.
and my Nation of Gods and Earth family. So it's just like it's a lot of love, man, and I really appreciate that fact. I really appreciate your family as well, because your family is really putting that sense of family back in
Hmm.
my soul again. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like, well, let's come together and play games and just laugh and eat and
Hmm.
merry. You know what I'm saying? That's real.
Hmm.
That's missed. Like, that makes you feel good, and it just
Yeah,
makes you feel like you have something to belong to, and that's very
right,
important. A lot of people out here, they really don't even have family.
right. Yeah. And people don't understand how important family is. Some people be like, "Oh, I don't need family." Yes, you do. That's your bloodline. That's your that's your source. Like, what? You need your family. Like I said, I shed tears when it's like too many. I need to see y'all. I need, like you said to someone the other day, I think on the podcast, I need to see you. Like you was talking to Brother Mark. I need
Right,
to see you to make sure you're good. We go visit mom once a month. Oh, well, it's been a minute, but we go see her so that way we could let her know we here, we love you. We even bring her gifts, her dresses. She like her church dress. So we just want to show our appreciation. At the end of the day, you know, because we went away over, I think it was the summertime, and we did a lot of, and we love you too. We done a lot of games. It it got to the point that my 5 year old, he's like, I want to play. I want to play Uno. I want to play this. So that one thing, even though he didn't seem like he was that interested playing the games, he came back home wanting to play games, including you. You start buying a whole bunch of games too. So
I'm
you,
saying it's just like it's the culture shock. I think Amir was like he was culture shock too. Like, hold up, it's all of this going on. He used to probably playing by himself a lot.
right,
I
right.
was just like, oh my god, so everybody's running around and this going on. Don't let me just get a breath for a minute.
Right,
And that's
right,
how it feels sometimes. But once you instill them values and that sense of family, it's something that carries on from generation to generation. And also,
right,
the pain from when there's negative family experiences, those adverse childhood experiences, that passes down as well. So we got to be able to show the other side of that instead of just passing down the hate and the trauma and the adverse childhood experiences. We got to pass down the love and the happiness and the peace and the respect and the humility and all of these great values that was passed down to us at some point back in the near the distant future.
right. Absolutely. Just like we was watching Roots last night. The even though they did what they did to our people, we still shared love. We still helped. In Roots, they show how the Caucasian people done what they did to the black family, beat them, this and that. But when a Caucasian person came to the door of the black family, they still let him in and still fed him,
Right. And his wife.
and his pregnant wife at that. So
Actually,
that is love beyond love. But when you don't understand what is love with the little bit of people that they had in that house together, and you got all hate, that's all you're gonna push out is hate until somebody come along and show you something different. And if
and
you're willing to learn, how about that?
that's true. And what's crazy is that, like, I don't speak about being incarcerated much, but I was incarcerated for 9 years. And over that time I developed a relationship with brothers that have really become my brothers. And like before this time, I never really told another man like I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like my father showed love through his actual actions and what he would do with his hard work and responsibility. That's how he showed his love. But I never really said to another man, yo, I love you, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You my brother. Like that. Not on some freaky shit, just on some I love you. You know what I'm saying? Part of my friends. Just on some, I love you. So it's like nowadays it's different. I see a lot of my brothers that's out here that's doing great things, and I can give them that solid bear hug and be like, yeah, bro, I love you. You know what I mean? And I don't know how other people see it when it's done, but that's what it is, man. And that's the type of love that we give it in this day and age. We giving love to our family, we giving love to our brothers, our sisters, our extended family, our community. That's what's most important because that's the only thing that's going to keep us going through what we're faced with at this point in time. And that's the only
Absolutely.
thing that has been keeping us going for all these centuries and all of this craziness in America.
That's true. And you know what is also so amazing, like you said, to tell another brother, yo, bro, I love you. Like, you my people. Like, we went through hell and back together and look where we at, you know. So that means a lot. And that our only thing I can say right now is we just have to lead by example. We just gotta continue to lead by example. You know, I wanna say this, my husband and I, we had a little situation I think a year ago. And let me tell you, people was calling, people was like, y'all need to talk, y'all need to sit down, y'all need the community to get together. Yeah. And we was like, that right there meant a lot because other people would just be like, bash the woman or bash the man. But for us, the community got together and was like, Brother Ali, we need to sit down with you. Sister Ali, do we need to come and talk to you? And even the family, it just felt like, yeah, we all messed up, but we all right now, And it means a lot. It definitely means a lot. So,
Right. So as the gods say in our supreme alphabet, love is the highest level of understanding
mm,
between people, like the highest level of understanding, because we have lower level understanding, which is three, which is basically the perception and the perceive the true essence of what you're dealing with. But love is a higher level of understanding, and I really didn't understand that degree when the gods first said it, but when my mother came to Clinton Correctional Facility to see me, and she told me, listen, there's no other place. I mean, there's no place on this earth that I wouldn't go to see you and make sure that you're all right. Then I understand that higher level of understanding. Like, this is love. This is unconditional. This is love. Like, I'm going to make sure that you're okay. I'm going to make sure that if you need anything, that's what I'm going to get for you. Or I'm not going to let you, walk over me, this, that, and the third, but I'm gonna make sure that you are okay. And if I have to travel over hills, mountains, valleys, oceans, whatever I gotta travel over to make sure that that's right, that's what I'm gonna do just so I can see your face and give you a hug. Now that's love.
that is love. That is real. Listen, and I know Mama, she would do it. She will be like, she'll drive her way. If somebody say, I'm not driving you, she get in her car and she will do it herself. I have been witness. Mom is dope. I appreciate my mother-in-law. I'm so grateful I have a great mother-in-law that hugged me. And she's so little, she just hug and she hug tight. So yeah, like sister said, she said it's never too late to lead by example. Absolutely. As you know, that's one of the things that's inside of our my other sister and I, we are authors, and the name of the book is I Am Phenomenal. And that is one of the quotes that's in our book. which I've written that one, and it said, learned behaviors can be unlearned as long as you understand that it is a behavior that you was taught that was wrong.
Mm.
You can definitely unlearn that behavior only if you accept and believe that what you was taught was wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Long time to unlearn a lot of behaviors, and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy because I'm ready to actually give that love the way it's supposed to be given, as opposed to what I thought was love when I was a younger child. But
Right.
it's been a great podcast today.
Yes.
I'd like to thank everybody that came on. I'd like
Mm-hmm.
to thank everybody that put words in the chat. So who we got? I'd like to give a shout out to Catherine Marrow, as always. Iesha Sekou for coming on today. Definitely. I'd like to give a super shout out to my uncle Mark Maffee. He
Mm-hmm.
definitely came through in the building. He supports us. And shout out to my man Langston Huey Newton, better known as Dre. He's one of the basketball players that used to play at my school when I was growing up. And I
What?
definitely want to salute him for coming on and showing a lot of love in the chat and giving us some insightful words in the chat. And I think it was a Joseph Langdon, Joseph P. Langdon. Thanks for coming on and sending some inspiring words in the chat. And Jay Sims, the other God, Peace to the God Foundation, Jay Sims, for coming on and you sending us some love in the chat. Dolphine Neal, salute to you, my sister. Haven't seen you in a while. Who else we got? Oh, and just for Nasia Gatewood, our sister, salute to
Yes.
you, and definitely support her new organization. Well, her new
Her new
corporate,
program. Her business. Her
her new
business.
home based business,
Yes.
5V, which is waist beads for women that are plus size. And
Mm-hmm.
also, who else we got here? We have one last comment. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He said shout out. He said shout out and a dope MC. My man Langston Huey Newton, aka Dre. Back in the days, right? I'm gonna give this story before we get off, right? Back in the days, I had a rap crew that I was a part of called Unknown, and we was in high school, right? And he had a rap crew called Dopest on the Planet,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we legit had MC battles in the courtyard of the school for real. Like it was real official, like some real rap movie type of situation where each one of us had our person that we had to battle, and we was going out there and freestyling off the head and actually battling in the courtyard. And that was like some of the best days of my life, man. I ain't even gonna lie, and I miss those days. But the memories are still clear, and back in those days, like hip hop, I felt like hip hop was my life. That was the only thing I wanted to do when I get out of
Hip
school.
hop.
Yeah, but now it's like, I sit back and reminisce over those days, and it gives me a great feeling. I like to definitely salute Dre. He was one of the dudes that was on the basketball team, and they had dopest on the planet. So
Oh,
salute to
that's
y'all,
cool.
man.
Salute,
Peace.
salute, salute. So I want to say I love you, husband.
I love you too, baby. Let's go out to eat or something. Let's go do some
Right.
things. You know what I mean? We can't be on this podcast all day. Let's go
Okay.
out here and eat some food. Maybe
Yes.
go to the mall. Go have
Okay.
a walk. Let's chill out. All right. Well,
Yes.
salute to y'all out there. I hope y'all doing whatever y'all doing on this beautiful Black Love Day. Do whatever you're gonna do. But next we'll be right here again next week. And if you're here with us, come on, speak your mind. You already
Speak your
know it.
mind.
This is the Speak Your Mind podcast with the Allies signing off. Salute.
Peace.
Peace.